insolation in terms of an important element of weather and climate. In terms of definition of insolation, I have told you that the incoming solar radiation that is coming from the sun towards the earth and received by earth's surface is called as insolation. In short, you can say that the amount of solar radiation that is received by the earth's surface is called as insolation. Insolation is one of the important source of energy for the biospheric ecosystem of the earth's surface. Without insolation, life cannot be possible over the earth's surface. And this insolation is coming from sun towards the earth at the speed of the light, that is lakh kilometers per second. Or you can say that 1,86,000 per second, and reaches to the earth within the time frame of 8 minutes 20 seconds. It is coming in the form of electromagnetic radiation, electromagnetic spectrum, and there are the various range of the insolation in terms of gamma rays, infrared rays, visible rays, and the other radio and the and other infrared radiations. Visible range is within the spectrum of 0.7 to 0.7 micrometer, and there are the below and above to it, like the ultraviolet and infrared radiations of the electromagnetic spectrum. However, this insolation is only 1.1 upon 2 billionth part of the solar radiation. We received only the 1/2 billionth part of the solar spectrum. This minimum amount of solar energy, is very important, and why only Earth received about this 1.2 billionth part of the solar radiation? Because of the small size of the planet Earth compared to the sun, as well as the distance that is there is optimum. If it will be closer to the Earth, if the Earth will be closer to the sun, then life cannot be possible. Just like the Mercury and Venus, if it would be the far from the sun, very far from the sun, like the Neptune and Uranus and Mars, then the life is also cannot be possible on the Earth's surface. That's why the optimum distance between the sun and the Earth is 150 million kilometer, or you can say that 93,000 million miles is the distance between the Earth and the sun. The actual distance of the Earth and the sun is 1,496 into 10 to the power 8 kilometer. But approximately we take 150 million kilometer as the distance between the Earth and the sun. But the insolation that is coming from the sun towards the Earth is not uniformly distributed over the Earth's surface. That's why over the globe, there are the certain areas which received maximum insolation, and there are the areas that are deficient in terms of the receptions of insolation over the Earth's surface. The tropical region where the vertical sun rays are experienced are the areas where the maximum value of insolation is received. However, if we go from equator towards the polar region, the amount of insolation is generally minimizes or lowered down. And there are the only 42% if we consider in terms of percentage of insolation variations. among 100% of the solar radiation, only about 42% of the solar radiation are received by the polar areas. Why there are the variation in terms of the reception of solar heat? Why there is not uniform variations and uniform distribution of insolation over the whole part of the earth? What is the reason behind that? Why there are a certain time period when the insolation is maximum in northern hemisphere during the summer solstice season, the insolation is more when the sun shines vertically overhead at Tropic of Cancer. The amount of insolation is more when the sun shines vertically overhead at the Tropic of Capricorn on 22nd December. Then the amount of insolation will be more in southern hemisphere. In northern hemisphere, when the sun shines vertically overhead at Tropic of Cancer at 23.5 degrees north, then the amount of insolation will be more in northern hemisphere. At the time of the equinox, that is 23rd September and the 21st March, there is the vertical solar radiation at the equatorial part of the earth, then the amount of insolation will be varied. If we consider 100% of the distribution, in general distribution of the insolation over the earth's surface, then we can, I will show you about the latitudinal variations of the insolation in terms of its distribution. Let us see through this diagram. There is the latitude, 0 degree latitude, 100% of insolation is received. 10 degree latitude, there is 99% of the insolation is there. 20 degree latitude, it is there for the northern and southern hemisphere both. 20 degree north and south hemisphere, there is 95% of the insolation. 30 degree latitude in the north and the south, 88% of the insolation is received. 40 degree latitude and 50 degree latitude, you can observe about 79% of the insolation and 68% of the insolation is there. In the same way, at 60 degree north and south, 57% of the insolation is received. 70 degree north and the south is there, 47% of the insolation is there. At 80 degree north and south, 43% of insolation is received. At 90 degree north and south, that is the polar part of the earth, in both the hemisphere, like 90 degree north and south, 42% of the insolation is received. In that way, you can say that the insolation is not uniformly distributed. Why the insolation is not uniformly distributed over the Earth's surface? There are the certain factors that control the distribution of insolation over the Earth's surface. And let us discuss about the factors that control the insolation distribution over the Earth's surface. And because of that reason, the amount of solar radiation varies from one part of the Earth towards the another part of the Earth. The most important reason of the controlling factor of the insolation of distribution is angle of the sun rays. Angle of the sun rays. It is one of the important and the most important and dominating factor of the distribution of insolation over the Earth's surface. I have told you that sun shines vertically overhead within the tropical region, and beyond that tropical region, the areas in the temperate and polar region, that is the frigid zone, received the oblique radiations, the slantic radiation. And that's why the angle of the sun rays is oblique near the pole at 90 degree north and south in the frigid zone of the world. That's why this polar region received the less amount of solar radiation, and the whole part of the year they have experienced about the very cold temperature, frozen surface, very cold temperature and frozen surface in most part of the year. I will show you through the diagram that how angle of the sun rays affect to the distribution of solar radiation. Let us see about the angle of the solar radiation. There is the sun. You can see the sun is smaller because sun is so far from us. That's why it seems to be smaller towards the earth's surface. We are living on the earth. That's why the earth experiences earth is about it seems larger. Oblique rays, there is the oblique rays towards the polar areas, and there is the vertical rays towards the equatorial areas and the tropical area. We can see that the vertical radiations is there within the tropics, and the oblique radiation within the oblique rays are there. Slantic radiations are there at polar and the polar north and the polar south also. You can see the why the vertical radiation are responsible for maximum insolation. Vertical radiation that is coming, you can see the vertical rays that is coming from the sun towards the earth covers the smaller area. The area S is covered by the vertical radiation, and oblique rays cover the larger area. You can see that in the diagram that oblique rays covers the larger areas and vertical radiation covers the smaller area. And this is the reason that the vertical rays, the vertical radiation covers the smaller part of the earth and heated more. अगर आप टार्च जलाते हो, टार्च को अगर सीधा जलाओगे तो सरफेस पे कम एरिया कवर करेगा लेकिन हीट ज्यादा प्रोवाइड करेगा. अगर आप टार्च को तिरछा घुमाओगे तो एरिया तो ज्यादा कवर करेगा लेकिन हीट जो है आपका लाइट उसकी कम होगी. बिकॉज इन द वे जब सूरज के रेडिएशन से, सन से जब ओब्लिक रेडिएशन आता है तो तिरछी किरणें रास्ते में ज्यादा जो है टाइम खर्च करती है और साथ ही साथ उसको लंबा एरिया कवर करना होता है आपके रास्ते में ही, जिसके वजह से रास्ते में ही उसकी सोलर रेडिएशन के बहुत सारे अमाउंट जो है खर्च हो जाते हैं. दूसरा रीजन वर्टिकल रेडिएशन, एक तो रास्ते में भी कम खर्च होता है और सरफेस पे भी एरिया कम कवर करता है, इसलिए इंटेंस हीट और मैक्सिमम इंसोलेशन वर्टिकल रेडिएशन से मिलता है. यही वजह है कि ट्रॉपिकल रीजन हैज द लार्जर अमाउंट ऑफ इंसोलेशन इन कंपेयर टू द पोलर एरिया. पोलर एरियाज में एक खासियत और होती है, they are the another reason for the less amount of insolation received at the polar areas, because maximum part of the solar insolation or the solar radiation are spent in the ablation and the melting of the snow into the liquid part. वाटर बनाने में ही, स्नो को मेल्ट करने में ही आपके ज्यादातर जो है इंसोलेशन की अमाउंट खर्च हो जाते हैं, जिसके वजह से वो ज्यादा देर तक वार्मथ और इंसोलेशन जो है वहां पे रहता नहीं. एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द बिकॉज ऑफ albedo is more from the snow and the frozen surface compared to the vegetation rich area of the tropical earth. Tropical vegetations are very tropical rainforest, deciduous forest. They are not able to reflect more amount of heat in compared to the frozen surface. एक तो amount of solar radiation is very lesser, and that amount of solar radiation are reflected back by the snow and the melting by the snow and the frozen surface, and few amount of energy are spent in the ablation and the melting of the snow. This is the reason that the polar areas of the Earth's surface have not reached in terms of the reception of solar radiation, and only 42% of the solar energy are received in that area. Yes, Asif, you wanted to ask something?
No, sir.
Okay. So we can say that angle of the sun rays are one of the important and dominant factor of the controlling of insolation distribution over the Earth's surface. Then another, yes, Atik, you want to ask? Yeah, yeah, you are right. Solar energy has to cover the larger path. रास्ते में ही मैंने कहा था कि इसको लंबा रास्ता कवर करना होता है, इसलिए बहुत सारे एनर्जी रास्ते में ही खर्च हो जाती है। जैसे बहुत सारी एनर्जी क्लाउड से रिफ्लेक्ट हो गई रास्ते में, या ऑब्जर्व हो गई ओजोन के द्वारा, या आपके जो है टर्बिडिटी या स्कैटरिंग में खर्च होगी। तो इन द पाथ, द लॉन्गर पाथ of the oblique radiation is the one of the factor where the most of the solar amount is reflected back, observed by the suspended materials like the gaseous elements, and scattered by the dust particles and the other in terms of diffusion and scattering. And when it reaches to the earth, it has covered a larger area, but the amount of insolation is less because it has covered the larger area. इन द पाथ में लॉन्गर पाथ कवर करता है, और सरफेस पे आके एरिया भी इसका ज्यादा होता है, खर्च होता है। ओब्लिक रेडिएशन, स्लांटिंग रेडिएशन, जो तिरछी किरणें हैं उनकी, इस वजह से जो तिरछी किरणें पोलर रेडिएशन पोलर एरियाज पे आती है, वो बहुत ज्यादा इंसोलेशन लेके नहीं आती। जो सीधी किरणें आती है आपके ट्रॉपिकल रीजन में, when the sun shines vertically in the tropical region, then in the path, in the way, they have to not to spend more energy in terms of the scattering and absorption. रास्ता थोड़ा छोटा है, और एरिया भी जहां पे उनको गर्म करना होता है, वो एरिया भी इक्वेटोरियल पार्ट का वो भी जो है आपका कम है। इस वजह से एक इंटेंस अमाउंट ऑफ रेडिएशन या मच अमाउंट ऑफ सोलर एनर्जी is received in that vertical solar radiations due to vertical solar radiation over the earth surface. ये सबको क्लियर हो गया? यस अतीक? Density of the atmosphere is surely high at the polar area horizontally because of the less amount of insolation. The temperature is low, and when the temperature will be low, the air will not get heat and does not rises up, and it will not move in a vertical direction. That's why the pressure at the polar region at 90° north will be more, and the density of the air will be more because of the less amount of heat. At the surface, more compression of the air or more amount of air will be there. Density will be more, sure, in compared to the equatorial part of the earth. But one thing you have to note down that the equatorial part में इंसोलेशन ज्यादा होता है। इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि वहां पे टेम्परेचर भी ज्यादा होगा। पूरे वर्ल्ड में पूरे ग्लोब पे सबसे ज्यादा टेम्परेचर आपके ट्रॉपिकल रीजन पे 20 to 30° नॉर्थ और 20 to 30° साउथ पे देखने को मिलता है because of the desert climate. Although insolation is more at equator, but temperature is more at 20 to 30° north and 20 to 30° south because of the tropical desert and because of at atmosphere, the cloud cover near the equator reduces the temperature. The vegetation cover reduces the temperature, and daily rainfall because of the equatorial current and convectional current at equatorial part of the earth, the temperature is being balanced in compared to the desert part of the earth where the temperature is recorded more. However, the insolation is lesser in terms of the total average conditions. But during the summer solstice, the insolation is maximum at 30 to 40 degree north. In summer solstice, when the sun shines vertically overhead at Tropic of Cancer, that is 23.5 degree north, the insolation amount is more on that particular day in the northern hemisphere. In the southern hemisphere, at the date of winter solstice, when the sun shines vertically overhead at Tropic of Capricorn, that is the winter solstice, and the summer season in the southern hemisphere, the insolation is more at the southern hemisphere near the Tropic of Capricorn. Then you have to be clear about the temperature and insolation variation. Insolation is the amount of solar radiation, and temperature is the measurement of the heat in degree Celsius or degree Kelvin. It is only the intensity of the heat a substance or anything possesses. It provides the information about the how hotter or how colder of any substance it is. Another factor that controls the distribution of insolation is the length of the day, or you can say that duration of sunshine. Length of the day मतलब दिन कितना लंबा है किसी एरिया में और दिन कितनी छोटा है किसी एरिया में. पूरे साल में कभी कभी हम लोगों ने देखा होगा कि हमारे यहाँ नॉर्दर्न हेमिस्फीयर में आपके कभी कभी दिन बड़े होते हैं और रातें छोटी होती हैं. कभी कभी ये भी होता है कि रातें बड़ी होती हैं और दिन छोटा होता है. If the duration of sunshine or the length of the day will be longer, if the day will be longer, then sure the amount of solar radiation will be more. If the day is shorter, the duration of sunshine is shorter, and the length of the night is longer, then the amount of insolation will be less. Day and night are longer and shorter because of the inclination of the earth globe in a particular direction and its revolution around the sun. Because of its inclination towards the particular direction at 23 degree in a particular direction towards its path of its movement and towards its axis, 67 degree towards its axis and 23 towards its path of the movement. Because of this proper inclination of the sun, of the earth, and its revolution towards the sun, around the sun, causes for the variation of the length of the day in terms of its longer days during the northern hemisphere during the summer season, when the sun is there at northern hemisphere. Then the length of the day will be longer in northern hemisphere during the summer season, during the summer solstice, because sun shines vertically overhead at Tropic of Cancer, and the length of the day will be more in the northern hemisphere during summer season, and the amount of insolation will be more during this season. In opposite to the southern hemisphere, the night will be longer during the summer solstice of the northern hemisphere. The night will be longer at southern hemisphere, and the amount of insolation will be less in the southern hemisphere. So variation in terms of the length of the day, or you can say duration of sunshine, also causes for the variation of for the variation of the amount of insolation also. So length of the day is one of the important factor of controlling the insolation. But you can ask the question that if the length of the day is 6 months in the North Pole and the South Pole, during the summer season, during the Tropic of Cancer, if the Tropic of Cancer experiences the vertical solar radiation during the summer season, the North Pole experiences the 6-month day, and South Pole experiences 6-month night. If the 6-month day is there for North Pole, then why not the insolation amount is higher at the North Pole? Why it is still in frozen condition? Are the snow covered? 6-month day कोई बड़ा नहीं होता, कोई छोटा नहीं होता. But the 6-month day of the North Pole is not, the day of North Pole is not in compared to the day in the other latitude like the equator, like the tropical region and the temperate belt, because this angle of the sun rays are very much dominate and overshadowed to the length of the day. The day at the North Pole is very just like the twilight, like the evening of the summer season. The sun is still at the position of horizontal, and the oblique radiation is there even in the daytime of the North Pole and South Pole. Because of this longer amount of day, that is the 6 month in the northern hemisphere, but the amount of insolation is less because of the oblique rays. The day is just like the evening of the other latitudes like the Indian experience. तो ये 6 महीने का दिन जो आपके नॉर्थ पोल और साउथ पोल पे होता है, वो जो आपका ओब्लिक रेडिएशन है, that is the radiation, that is the oblique radiation और slanting rays जो आता है, वो slanting rays आपके डोमिनेट करता है लेंथ ऑफ द डे पे. यस अतीक. सॉरी, sorry, I am not able to. What is the? Okay, very good question, beta. So happy. Yeah, if the Earth would not be inclined at that degrees, at its axis and at its path, then the length of the day will be will not be will be equal. ये 6 महीने का दिन और 6 महीने की रात जो नॉर्थ पोल और साउथ पोल पे होती है, या नॉर्वे और स्वीडन में जो आपका कहते हैं कि लोग वहां पे दिन में भी सूरज चमकता है, दिन रात में भी सूरज चमकता है, या वहां पे जो है एक लंबा जो है दिन होता है आपका जो नॉर्वे, स्वीडन, फिनलैंड और जापान और इस हाई लैटिट्यूड वाले एरिया में, तो वहां पे ये कंडीशन नहीं होता. वहां पे लगभग दिन और रात वो होता बराबर होता, और इंसोलेशन भी लगभग जो है आपका इक्वल अमाउंट पे होता. लेकिन उसके वजह से विंड का जो मूवमेंट है, बिकॉज ऑफ द इंसोलेशन वेरिएशन टेम्परेचर वेरीज, and because of the variation of temperature the atmospheric pressure varies, and because of the variation of atmospheric pressure the wind moves from high towards the low pressure areas, and this atmospheric circulation will be influenced and will be affected also if the earth would not be tilted in that particular inclination. Yes, any other question? Yes, Atik. सीजन रिवोल्यूशन से होता है. जैसे अर्थ का जो रिवोल्यूशन है, आपका सन के चारों ओर कभी कभी अर्थ जो है आपका जो है मतलब कि कुछ पार्ट जो है आपका जो है पूरा बैक में होता है, या कुछ पार्ट अगर सन के सामने होता है तो गर्मी होती, लेकिन गर्मी का ड्यूरेशन छोटा बड़ा हो सकता था, लेकिन सीजन तो होता, गर्मी और जाड़ा तो होते ही. G. Any other question? Okay. So length of the day is one of the important factor that controls the amount of insolation and its variation. There are the other factors I have told you about in the previous class, that Earth moves over a definite path around the sun. पृथ्वी सूरज के चारों ओर एक निश्चित रास्ते पे घूमती, and that path of the movement of the earth towards the sun, around the sun, is not purely circular. It is elliptical, or you can say that sometime it is closer to the sun and sometime it is far from the sun. And that apparent movement of the earth towards the sun, and because of the oblique, because of the ellipsoidal or the elliptical path of the orbit of the earth's movement, sometime it is nearer to the sun, that is about the distance of 147 million kilometer, and sometime it is far from the sun, and the distance would be 152 million kilometer from the sun. And the position of the nearest position of the sun towards the earth is known as perihelion. And the earth, when the earth is far from the sun at the position of 152 million kilometer, that is called as aphelion. And because of the distance of the sun towards the earth changes, the amount of insolation also changes. When it is closer to the sun, when the earth is closer to the sun, at the time of perihelion, the amount of solar insolation or the solar energy will be more. When the earth is far from the sun, at the distance of 152 million kilometer, at that position, that is the aphelion, the amount of insolation will be less. And in previous class, I have told you that at 3rd January and the 4th July, this position occurred. At 3rd January, Earth is nearer to the sun. At 4th July, the Earth is far from the sun. And that position is called as aphelion, the farthest position of the Earth towards the sun. And perihelion is called as the nearness and the nearest position of the Earth with relation to the sun. And the amount of insolation is more at the position of perihelion, and the amount of insolation will be less at the position of aphelion. So distance from the sun, the distance between the earth and the sun is one of the factors that also controls about the variation of insolation over the earth's surface, or the insolation of the amount of insolation and its variation over the earth's surface. There are another factors like the sunspots that also affects to the amount of insolation. सन स्पॉट्स में अगर सन के पूरे सरफेस को अगर हम स्टडी करें तो लोअर सरफेस जो सन का है दैट इज नोन एज फोटोस्फीयर, उसके ऊपर के सरफेस को क्रोमोस्फीयर कहते हैं, एंड उसके बाद का सरफेस जो होता है दैट इज द हैलो, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज द अरोरा, there are the photosphere, chromosphere, and there is another sphere that is the outer layer of the sun. Yeah, thank you. That is the layer where, and we can see that at photosphere there are the smaller dark patches. अगर sun surface को देखोगे, that is smaller dark patches that is called as sunspots at the solar surface. Photosphere पे अगर ये smaller dark patches हैं, that is called as sunspots, and that is cooler in compared to the other part of the photosphere. And when it emerges, that cooler areas emerges, the amount of insolation also varies, and it varies in terms of the 11-year cycle. 11-year cycle, that sunspots emerges. And when it is more at the photosphere, the amount of insolation also varies, and it reduces when that cooler areas or the sunspots emerges over the solar surfaces, and that is relatively cooler to the other part of the photosphere. However, the research is going on over the sunspots and its intensity to control the variation of the insolation over the Earth's surface. In next class, we will discuss about the other factors that controls the amount of solar radiation over the Earth's surface, that controls the amount of insolation over the Earth's surface. And thank you so much. And be regular in the class. I request you everyone, be